watching West Hartford Community Television.
West Hartford Community Television.
For the community, by the community.
Thanks for tuning in to this month's WeHa Mag. My name is Tom Hickey, one of the co-hosts this evening, along with Chris from the Chamber. So as usual, I just thought we'd start by going around the room and introducing ourselves. We'll start with Chris.
Chris Conway, I'm the Executive Director of the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Amy Parmenter. I am the Public and Government Affairs Manager for AAA and also on the West Hartford Chamber Board and Chair of their Marketing Committee.
And I'm Ronnie Newton. I'm the editor of WeHa.com and actually as of May also the editor of West Hartford Life.
See, we had to say that for you last month because
Right.
you couldn't be here, but it was great.
Because there was significant breaking news.
Yeah,
going
there
on,
was.
Right
That's
in the middle of
right in the middle of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hi again. I'm Tom Hickey from WHMedia, West Hartford Magazine, hashtag WeHa Events, WeHa.com, and can I get Jewish Ledger?
And I am Gina Mariano. I am on the board for the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce. I am the chair of the Ambassador Committee and representing the Home Design District and own Daily Moving and Storage right here in West Hartford.
I was going to make sure you got that own plug in there. There we go. Leslie from the Jewish Ledger could not be with us this morning, so on our table, if you have not seen it in person or digitally yet, please check it out, ledger.com. It's their 90th anniversary, which people don't even live to be 90 years old. It's like, I can't believe that this business in town is 90 years old. So it's an amazing, what would you call it, chronology by decades, of sort of what's happened and how it came to be. And it's worth the read. I would say it's an easy read with a glass of wine. Very historical, but it really does remind you of how different things were 9 decades ago.
Just the fact that guy on the front is on a computer,
Right.
really
It's the next 90
speaks
years.
to-
And
that's right.
Exactly. And oh my gosh, Leslie would kiss you if she was here, because that's
Would not make for great
that was a
TV.
huge
Did you even
decision.
catch this Easter egg? We've
Yeah.
got the @ sign.
Yeah, you got it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Ronnie can relate to this being digital. It was a huge decision for the Ledger, but in order to reach even more people, they have 25,000 subscribers, Jewish households who subscribe to the product. So that's no
Statewide, right?
Statewide, though.
Yeah.
So that's no small number, but when you think of it in comparison to the entire state. So this just will give everybody the opportunity to be able to see it, electronically. So they're
Great.
pretty excited
Congratulations
for
to
that.
them.
And as Ronnie knows, that's a whole different world and a whole different animal. So you just have to get used to it. But it's worth the read. Check it out, ledger.com. And they have drop points, I know, at the different libraries in town, JCC, et cetera, Crown Market. So you can grab a copy as you're out and about. So why don't we start with Home Design District, Gina,
Oh, boy.
and chat a little bit about what's happening there.
Well, Home Design
Did I catch you off guard?
You did a little bit. I thought I got the order a little bit different. But Home Design District is obviously buzzing. We just did a advertising on Connecticut Live at the mall, and I was there, and we talked about how to spruce up your home for the springtime. And there's so many Home Design District businesses that are willing to help you with your projects around the house, around the yard. And so, big announcement is we're excited for one of our home design members, Bartlett Brainer, was offered the Spotlight Showcase Award. I think Chris is going to talk a little bit later
Yes.
about what that entails.
So there's a teaser.
Yeah,
There's
that's
one
just
of
a
them.
little bit of
right.
excitement for how exciting one of our own home design district chamber members gets to hold this spot this year.
And I'll give Bartlett Brain an additional plug too. I believe that every year they have one Best of West Hartford. Are they 4 years, I think, as a...
Yes, I believe they have.
I think so.
I believe they have.
And for those not familiar with the business, can you just share a little bit about the business?
Yeah, it's an incredible. They do all kind of home construction work. They'll do your roof. They'll do
Siding, right,
They'll do all
windows.
windows.
They put a screen door in our house.
Yep, and they do fantastic work. Kathy, her story is similar to mine, where it's a family-run business. She's been in it for over 30 years. And she pays such attention to detail with everything she does. She just ran the big project that they had where they helped out.
It was a day of caring.
A day of caring, which is her big excitement. If anybody's interested in getting involved in that, she would love to have more volunteers. It's just an amazing thing that they do. So we love you, Kathy, and we're very proud of your company that you're able to get this award. As the ambassador representative, we're excited about Avi Rappaport got the Ambassador of the Year award, which is not an easy feat. There's about 25 ambassadors, and out of all of them, he has shown, every one of them are amazing, and they all do above and beyond, but he has really shown a little bit of an extra caring, concern, tries to get to every meeting, volunteers for just about every event that we ask him to. He's always the go-to guy, and we're very proud of that.
And he also, we're very happy to award him that this year. He's very, makes good connections with the people he mentors, and he truly treats it like a mentorship. He connects with them. He finds out who would be good points of introduction for them. Anytime there's any question that goes to him, he always connects with the chamber to make sure that we're addressing the needs of the member. So he really does do a great job.
Even when I became a new board member for the chamber, he reached out and sent me an email and just said, let's grab a cup of coffee. We tried about a half a dozen times, just so it's on me, Avi, not you. I'm the one that couldn't meet. But it says something a lot about him because no one ever told him to do that, as a member, of the board for the chamber. So.
And so these awards that you're talking about, the Spotlight Awards, Chris is going to talk more about them in a minute, but they are awards that are given out by the West Hartford Chamber on an annual basis, and we'll be giving out those awards at our annual meeting, but it's just really, I just want to make sure that people know what these awards mean, because it's really a big deal for
once a year
chamber members.
Out of all the chamber members, what did we pick, 5 this year?
Sorry,
five
Spotlight Awards.
5 Spotlight Awards, and that's quite an accomplishment for your business to be recognized in that capacity.
I always like to have you define also the geography of the home design district, just for people who are tuning in for the first time. Where is it, and approximately how many members?
We're working on about 25 members, and we're in a 3-mile radius. I'm not really sure where it starts. Do you know where it starts and where it?
I'd say probably New Park from Flatbush to New Britain Avenue.
Over, right.
And then
includes
a little
Talcott.
bit, west of that, too.
Right. And so we encourage, we're always looking for new members. We offer so many things. We have a great marketing. Chelsea does a fantastic job with our marketing this year. We are doing TV spotlights. We're doing all kind of commercials, and the recognition of the home design district is just really booming. And so if you're a business in that area, we'd love for you to contact us. Go to our website and take a look at who's members now, and maybe you can join us.
Well, I'll give a personal plug to a member, or a business plug, I should say.
Thank you.
I just finished a 2-month renovation of my master bath, and thank you to Steve Vendetta at Connecticut Shower and Bath for really coming up with a great way to gut and completely change the innards of a 1930 bathroom, West Hartford bathroom, without
Good old
changing
West
the
Hartford
footprint.
bathroom, yeah.
Right, lots of opportunity there.
Yeah.
West Hartford, you've got that down.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like I'm on vacation every day. I didn't want to put anything on the counter because it was so pretty. Sure.
We'll all be showering at Ronnie's house.
Well, even my son, when he came home from college, he's like, "Whoa, I got a shower here." This is really nice. But it feels like I'm in a luxury hotel, but we didn't. It's not the highest end bathroom, but it was just so nicely designed, and he worked with an old radiator that we couldn't move, and some definite challenges, and designed it into something really nice.
So we have a lot of bathroom remodelers, a lot of rug people, a lot of lawn people, movers. Just about anything you're looking for, you can find in the home design district.
Right.
And I do enjoy, sorry, I was going to say, I have the pleasure of going to a lot of their meetings and have gotten to know the group. And what strikes me is how it's not like a chamber, but hyper-focused, and they do legitimately work together. A phone call can come in for a certain issue, and if that's an issue that they can deal with, but they feel that they might need a partner, say it's some sort of damage or something, they know, okay, I'm doing the floor, but this has opened an opportunity for another member.
Yes.
They make sure that they give that referral over, but they're giving it to the customer, so the customer knows this is somebody that I've already done business with. This isn't just, you're going to need a blah. You're going to need a blah, and here they are, or here's a couple of choices for you. And I think they do a great job of that.
Yeah, we really do.
We met at Tile America
Right.
That's what it's called. Tile America, and Steve and the guy from Tile America, who I can't remember his
Brian.
name, I think.
Brian.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Met and we picked out the tile first. That actually was what started it, but he walked us through the whole process and really collaborated
We're a
together.
great team. So
Yes, they are, absolutely.
Either join us or use us.
Yeah, that's it. And isn't there a business opportunity too right now in your district? Does anyone know what I'm talking
the
about?
opportunity
There's an
zone.
opportunity
Yes.
zone,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, so that's a statewide thing, and it carries a tax advantage, and it's really to encourage development, not necessarily of home design type businesses,
Okay.
but any type of business. There's some major tax advantages to locating in that new park corridor
Great.
through the opportunity zone.
Yes.
Yeah, and when you say any type of business, we also take businesses like Raymore and Flanagan was a member of us, so they weren't exactly home design when it comes to doing things, but because they had to do with the home, they were part of it. So if you're on the fence, am I qualified to be part of this? Just give us
Just
a call
ask.
and ask,
Great.
and we'll do what we can to get you in.
Right. Well, here's a great example of something that has absolutely nothing to do with home design. But in June, should we do a little drum roll? There's going to be a Taste of Home Design District.
That's right.
That is, and you're hearing about it for the first time. So join
Right
us.
here, right now.
You got right here, right now. So join us on Wednesday, June 12th for the first annual Food Truck Festival. Which will be really neat. And what's going to be really fun about it is it's going to be in the parking lot of Home Depot. So really easy to find, plenty of parking, big space. We're shooting for, we'll see what happens, but it should be about 12 of them. And it will be a very fun, casual, just picnic tables and cornhole and Jenga, and so bring the family. We will, for this particular date, have a rain date. We haven't figured that out yet, just because it won't stop raining. So hopefully it will be beautiful by then. But
And there'll be a lot of home design district people there. that you
absolutely,
can
lots of information.
Approach us and ask us any questions, and come hungry.
Absolutely. And those tickets, if you haven't purchased them yet, are on eventbrite.com. And all of the information will be on WeHa.com, available for everyone to learn more about.
And can I just say thank you for all the work that you have done to try to make this come to fruition?
Oh, look at it! It wouldn't have happened. I'm surrounded by people who got it started in the first meetings, and it really would not have happened if the home design district didn't endorse it and support it, and the town being so supportive and so involved in making sure that we. There were, I don't want to get into details, but there were all kinds of ordinances and what do you call them, rules and regulations. What do they call those things that I never pay any attention to?
The ones that are meant
They're,
to be broken.
they're suggestions.
Suggestions, yeah, like that. So, anyway, so we got through all of those thanks to Kristen Gorski. I'll give you a plug, Kristen. it will be a
helped a
great
lot.
time. She really
Right.
does. That's great. So let's jump to the chamber. Let's talk about the chamber.
So as we've already gotten a little bit of a sneak preview, at our annual meeting on June 17th at the Pond House, we hold our annual meeting. So one of the functions of a chamber is that we actually hold an annual meeting. We welcome in we thank our outgoing board members. So we have somebody like Amy, who's been on our board for a while, but she'll be stepping off. But we will welcome on a new slate of board members. But we also take that as an opportunity to celebrate some of our members, and we do it in a variety of different ways. With the Spotlight Award. So Gina already mentioned Bartlett Brainerd would be getting a Spotlight Award. Additionally, one of our members of Flow through Bloom Shapiro will be getting a Spotlight Award. One of our, Mike Thibodeau, yes, thank you.
Big contributor to
Yes.
the chamber, so
Absolutely.
well deserved.
And
He's-
Flow is?
Flow is Future Leaders of West Hartford, and Mike is the treasurer for both boards, so he works double duty. We also have Lotus Transitions, which something I like to point out, we are the West Hartford Chamber, but we actually draw from 44 towns right now that are not West Hartford. So Donna Finicaro, who owns Lotus Transition, which is a personal organizing and space organizing business, has really grown her business over the last several years. So she's being recognized, but she's actually on the other side of the river, but a very active member of our chamber. Also, Turnpike Motors is going to be getting one, and Turnpike Motors has been a mainstay on the Berlin Turnpike. Again, been a member of our chamber for years, but they're also celebrating their 50th anniversary this year.
And Chris, people don't realize that. I mean, I always say it about our taste of events. 51%. It's now more than 50%. 51% of the people who attend are not from West Hartford.
Right.
You know, they're interested in what's going on in West Hartford and want to be a part, you know, of what we're doing.
Well, West
so
Hartford
it's-
has really become, you know, a destination location, so that makes sense, and it's great, I think, that the chamber kind of caters not just to our businesses right here, but also welcomes these businesses from
Absolutely.
other communities as well.
Yeah, it's a desire. You know, Gina is a perfect example. Gina started off in Torrington, but she saw an opportunity here. But she didn't just see an opportunity; she also got very, very involved. You'd think Gina was born and raised in West Hartford, the way she treats it. But you know, she's somebody who started as an outsider who came in here. The other Spotlight Award I'd like to mention is going to Futures Inc., and that's another thing that I like to point out. 15 to 20% of the members of the Chamber of Commerce are actually nonprofits. We have many nonprofits that are active members of our chamber, and they have had some significant growth in their organization this year, so we're recognizing that. We mentioned that we give the Ambassador Year Award, and this year it's Avi Smith-Rappaport from We Care Computers. And we also award a volunteer award every year, and this is this is a very special award. This is somebody who is a chamber member who really dedicates their time and resources to the chamber. And I'm very happy to announce that Ira Nozick from Ira Nozick Photography will be getting that award this year. And I'm going to ruin my my words at the event a little bit, but it's just a very funny story. I had on my to-do list to call Ira to let him know that he had been chosen, and he happened to walk into my office to bring me some photographs. And I said, well, can you have a seat? And I said, I have some news to share with you. And his first response was, what? No, not me. He goes, boy, Marcia, that's his wife, she's going to be very, very surprised. And then he sat for about a minute, very dramatic pause, and said, but who's going to take the pictures? And that's exactly why he's getting the award. He just does, and it's not just the chamber. He donates his time and resources to so many nonprofits and organizations throughout town. And then the last one I'd like to mention is the Noah Webster Award, and we do have a past recipient with us. Ronnie received that award last year.
You got a Spotlight Award a couple years
You
ago,
got
too.
You and I got Spotlight Awards the same year.
That's
so
right, that's right.
I got a
that's
Spotlight
funny.
Award a few years ago, and that's when I first met Ronnie, but she won the Noah Webster Award last year, and I'm very happy to announce that we've awarded it this year to Billy Grant III. For all the work he does within the community. When I saw the nomination list, there was a link attached to the various places that he contributes, and it's an entire web page. And they run the gamut of food causes, but just all sorts of community causes, different types of cancer, everything. But
March of Dimes.
March of Dimes, you name it. It's just really great. But also, if we look at West Hartford as a food center, he was one of the pioneers of making West Hartford that. So we were very happy to be giving him that award this year.
That's great. And the Spotlight Awards, just to kind of let the audience know, we call it the Spotlight on Success, but when we have discussions about, who should get these awards, and we're looking over the nominations, we always find it interesting that success can be defined in so many different ways. I mean, sometimes you've had a success because you've gone from like a home-based business and now you actually have a space, or you've expanded in some way, so if you're still in business, chances are you're having some successes.
Right.
And so we're really excited about the recipients of the Spotlight.
Absolutely, yes. And I like that point, that it takes on different forms depending on your business or your organization.
Speaking of giving back to the community, Karen Fillion from Bishop's Corner Neighborhood Association just asked us to report for her that the very first week of June, so when you first hear this this taping, you're going to have to jump in your car and run out the next day. The WeHa pop-up location, which is at 2523 Albany Avenue, I say to people across the street from Staples or next door to West Hartford Podiatry, is converted to Tara's Closet. So this is a service that will be open for 1 week by the amazing group of volunteers who run Tara's Closet through the Jewish Family Services Division. But the key, I think the one big differentiation between this is everything is free. So when you go into Tara's Closet, they'll have a men's section, a ladies section, a children's section, and it's no one's going to question you or make you feel intimidated. But you can basically go in and take whatever it is that you need, that you are in need of. It's a really, really great service,
really
that they provide. And
Everything's
you've been
been
writing a lot
donated,
about
yeah.
it. You've been donated, sorry, right, exactly. So, which would be great. So pop in at Tara's Closet, and, or tell people to pop in. You're right, pop into the pop-up. There we go. Before we jump to a big announcement for the day, Ronnie, anything blaring that you want to share?
While we're on Bishop's Corner,
Oh, Bishop's Corner, sure.
A new Poke City opened
Oh,
up.
yes, yeah.
And it'll have not been last night by the time you see this, but I had the best Poke Bowl the other night, or last night, and it was just, I'm still thinking about it, and I really want to go back and get another one. So it's so fresh and colorful, and just, you feel like you're eating something that's filling you up, but it's really good for you.
Now that is really funny because I didn't know that you went there, and yesterday, the night before we're talking, I had signed her up for the Taste of Bishop's Corner so she could be involved. She said, "When is Ronnie going to come eat here?" I just said,
We actually talked.
Did she?
We talked and
I said, "I know she's going to."
I just couldn't get there the previous week, but it just opened. It
That's
opened at in the middle of May, and it's owned by the same person who owns the Pokemon in Blueback Square, and it's really delicious.
It's funny.
For me, anyway. Tom, I know you.
No,
I know
definitely
you've got some particular eating
Plans,
styles. Yeah, but for me, it was perfect. And things are moving along with Target too, and
Yes.
that's going to be opening up hopefully this summer. They haven't announced a date yet, but you can't see from the outside, but it is being constructed, and hopefully the signs will be up soon and get a little more excitement going there.
We are hearing August, but we will believe it when we can walk in
Yeah.
the store.
Yeah.
But that's-
Absolutely.
So, and then, I mean, all around town, there's a lot of really, really exciting business news. It seems like every week has more excitement than the other. The big story that I can't even tell you how excited I was to break the news about Arethusa opening in the former Toy Chest location right on Farmington Avenue. And before that scares anybody, Toy Chest moved right next door. They moved their sign within 2 days of having changed the location. They still have all the merchandise that they had before. It's just stacked a little differently, and they still have the furniture and baby department downstairs. And Arethusa, for those who are not familiar, is a farm in Litchfield, and started by, it's amazing. Just milk like it used to taste, I think, is what their tagline is. So they sell milk, cheese, yogurt, other dairy products.
Come the holidays, their eggnog. Is unbelievable.
The ice cream.
So
Really good. Wow.
And so what they're going to be doing in West Hartford, they'll have a retail operation where they'll sell the dairy products. They'll also have a cafe. They'll have ice cream. They'll have some outdoor seating, as long as the town approves it, which I'm sure they will. And they'll be probably right. They're aiming to open probably this fall. It's going to take a while because that space was not designed for this type of operation, so it's going to have to be divided and really set up. But that's really exciting news for the center. There's also another Bantam, because the Arethusa retail operations now are in Bantam. Directly across the street from them in Bantam is Blueprint Connecticut Home, and directly across the street in West Hartford is Blueprint Connecticut Home.
Yes.
And they are a boutique that sells accessories, home furnishings. They've got cool glasses cases. So not everything in there is really high priced. It's just really cool.
Unique. Great.
Yes.
Thank you for pointing out that the Toy Chest just moved next door.
Yes.
I was on Farmington Avenue yesterday, and somebody walked out of one of the shops, and they said, "Oh no, the Toy Chest is gone." And the person with them said, "Just look to the left." And he's like, "Oh, there it is."
The sign is still there. It's the same sign.
It's
It
the same
moved
sign. They just
over
moved it over one-
like
That's too
10
funny.
feet.
All right, Amy, are you ready? You've been
Wow.
sitting
Here we go.
there
Speaking
patiently.
of drum roll.
Drum roll, yeah.
Well, Tom and I have an exciting announcement. As most people know, I work for AAA, and so we are transportation focused, and so a lot of my job is about solving transportation problems, or that's something I'm interested in. And I live in West Hartford and love West Hartford, and most people know that if there's one issue in West Hartford, the issue is parking. So I had an idea about a way that might be able to solve that problem, at least for some significant part of the community. So I went to Tom Hickey with my idea, and he pretty much took it from there. So why don't you talk about the idea
Oh, sure,
a little
she's putting
bit?
the pressure back on me. Here
That's
we go.
right. Well, you really, took the ball and ran with it. So I am going to kind of turn it over.
Well, envision this, because the name is not etched in stone yet, but for the lack of better word, we're having to refer to it as something. We have been calling it the WeHa Express. So every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, from a certain time, probably 4:30 till midnight, transportation will be available to West Hartfordites to be able to come to your home and pick you up and bring you to the center or Blueback, and then bring you back. Without getting into too many details, because we'll get in trouble, because things are still being ironed out.
Yeah,
the whole
it's kind
concept,
of a free looping ride.
Free looping ride,
So
exactly.
that people will be able to kind of jump on, jump off,
Yep.
get where they're going, and take advantage, and then potentially open up some of the parking for those folks who are coming from further out.
Exactly. We had learned from the professionals at Premier Limousine, who we are working in conjunction with. I've had a 25-year relationship with them, and knock on wood, it's always been wonderful. But let's face it, they do this every day. You call their 800
Right.
number, you make a reservation, they have dispatch, they have drivers, they have vehicles, fully licensed, fully insured, the whole bit. And we had heard stories when we were first thinking about this, like New Year's Eve of this year, where, to be honest with you, I forgot that it rained. So there were as high as 50% no-shows at some of the restaurants because of the rain. And I smile when I say this, because in West Hartford, when you say that there's no parking, everybody in the town would say, oh yes, there is, in the garages and in the parking lots. But if you're going to Brico's and the 8 parking spaces in front of Brico's aren't available, to many people that means that there's no parking. So we sort of have to get over that a little bit. So hopefully this will be one way to do it. But our professionals at Premier have shared with us that there's 2 concepts: a public ride and a private ride. So what we would like to try to deliver, and we're just announcing this now, obviously in June, it will kick off in July, but some combination of both, so that you have that sort of unique opportunity to be picked up at your home, maybe even share a ride, with some neighbors or people within your community to go to a destination, and then be brought back. But then sort of in the middle of the evening, or so, solving another transportation issue, which is taking somebody who might be coming out of the movies, at Blueback, and bringing them over to
Which will
LaSalle
be
Road.
reopening in time for
yes.
summer
Right, oh, there we go.
blockbusters,
Perfect.
right?
Solving that need, and Amy stressed on a really important word, and that was free, which a lot of people are very surprised by. But I had to cheat because I didn't want to make a mistake, and I had to write down, because this would not be possible without the sponsors. If we didn't sell sponsorship, to this idea, it would not be happening. So from July through December is our first beta test for the WeHa, or the WeHa Express, for lack of a better word, in case you've heard both. And thanks to Avalon Cruise Lines, Lisa Martin was instrumental in helping us with that, Blueback Square, Fishman Orthodontist, Dr. Steve Fishman on Brace Road, Hartford Healthcare, Keating Insurance, Modern Tire, Macaulay, Mohegan Sun and Minson Hoke, their ad agency, Udoff Properties, and Vet Specialists. They are the businesses, we might be doing all the work, but they're the businesses that have made this possible, because we wouldn't be able to do this without them.
And most importantly, I think, is just how both the town and the businesses that you've approached have embraced this idea right away. It all but sold out overnight in terms of the sponsorship opportunities.
Everyone started calling it a billboard on wheels.
Yeah.
And
so now we really just have to work with the users to find out, what works for them and their needs.
And all of that, I think, is just a matter of some trial and error.
Yeah.
So we'll get the kinks out, as we say. As a matter of fact, just the other day, someone said, "Oh, I think I got the first Thursday is 4th of July. I think oh, you're doing this on 4th of July? I'm like, well, of course not. We're not doing it on 4th of July. As you know, but so I didn't even look at the calendar to realize it. So so anyway, we'll figure all of that out and be able to present. But we just wanted all of you to be the first to hear about it and realize that, especially if for some reason, maybe it's parking, or some other issue, that you have not taken it upon yourself to go into the center as much as you would like to. Now you will have a way or a means by which to do that. Again, keeping it focused, and right now focused in West Hartford. And
So it's like free Uber.
you got it, basically.
Yeah, that's
it
exactly
really
what it
is.
is.
Exactly.
Right.
And
Fruber.
Fruber?
Fruber. The little lots.
We have a new name, Amy.
We have
Fruber. There we go.
Fruber.
Or thrift.
As always, thanks for the big announcement. As always, we're out of time. Again, the 30
Oh my
minutes
goodness,
flies by
already.
already. So tune in for next week, because you never know what we're going to talk about and what we're going to present and share with all of you. And we thank you for your time. And please tell others to tune in as well. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy summer.
Absolutely.